Welcome to the Lone Machinist, where it's just you, the work, and your machines. Today we have special guest Jon, Schrodinger's guest from last week, and Curt, as usual, and me. So we're going to quickly power through our topic, Curt and my topics, because we have updates from last week's episode, and then we're going to dive into Jon's story and what's going on and everything. So yeah, Curt, what's on your list?
Things I'll touch on is how you told me to fix my tool touch off thing, but I can't comprehend words, so I didn't figure it out that way. The HAL file on my lathe nearly killed me, and trusting AI with food. How about you? What are you going to talk about?
Ribbing nails, running at boobs millimeters per minute, and had a chat to Luke from Fabtastic.
Ooh.
Yes, very fancy. So, how are you guys this fine day? Let you
I'm
guys
here,
fight
I'm
for
alive.
attention. You're there and alive, Jon. Nice.
Coffee.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for coming to chat with us, Jon. And if folks don't know, you started the podcast with Jamie back in, was it episode 2? I think there's a life story of you, or
Yeah.
I think it's episode 1.
episode 1 or episode 2. So yeah, if you want to hear Jon's,
I honestly don't remember exactly, but it's one of the first 2 episodes. Yeah,
it's one of the first ones.
If you want to get a little bit more on my background and my life story, you can refer to that.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to both of them for the views for us, so that
I'm the original Curt.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm the imposter. I should just have a shirt that says Jon.
Jamie's good at making shirts.
Yes, apparently.
It is good to make shirts, yeah.
Like big cuts and I cannot lie. I actually had to re-enable this the other day for somebody on the store because they wanted one. Anyway, Curt, tell me, oh yeah, there we go, Mr. Elgato.
A cat.
Tell me about how you fixed your touch probe, because I'm kind of curious.
I have no idea why my... Okay, there, we're back. Elgato decided to drop out on me. So you sent me that lovely, written thing, responsive, all the settings to check. My settings aren't the same as yours.
Shock and all.
I need to read and comprehend. I always joke that people can read and can't comprehend, and I did that exact thing. You talk so much about the probe tip, I got hyper fixated on that and checked all those settings. What I didn't check is there's 6 settings where your probe connects to the machine. Yes. And you basically set it like 3 or 6. It's like a toggled variable. And mine were not set to those. They were just set to 0. So the machine didn't even know where to look, which is so it was throwing an over limit error, but it was just confusing me. Anyways, I sent an email to Sile because I couldn't figure it out. And they're like, oh, change these. I'm like, wait, I recognize these. And I looked at your email. I was like, oh, Jamie sent it to me first. So technically you fixed it. I just couldn't read. So
reading and comprehending are not the same thing.
No, not at all. Yeah, not at all.
With my competency here, and I've procrastinated because I need to read and comprehend. I can't just read and it needs to stick in my melon, which means I have to cut out time to actually read and comprehend it.
Yeah.
Okay, but the gist of it is your tool touch off is working.
Everything is working again. Yeah. That's all it needed. It just needed to look where the signal was, and now everything is perfectly happy. So I was like, oh, well, that was easy. I should have done that forever ago.
Yes.
So
okay, well, at least that's now resolved.
Yeah, totally, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you? How's the ribbing nail going?
I made the press tools yesterday and ran samples today. I have 20,000 nails arriving tomorrow. Yeah, that's 2 days production.
That sounds fantastic.
The guy can run 2 at a time, so it's not too annoying, but my press is going to stroke 500,000 times over the next 6 months.
Whoa, ragged.
But it works, and I'm pretty happy with how the little tool set came out. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow when he's crushing things in my press on a recurring basis.
Nice.
So cool. I see you finished your coin.
Yeah, I'll kill the rest of my topics real quick. We'll kill yours and we'll talk to Jon because that's more interesting.
It is.
Yeah. The tool touch was fixed, continuing to purge and Zell shit. So I sold a bunch more stuff out of here that I just don't use. I airbrush and old CB radio and just, it's lovely. Get it out of my hair. Someone else can use it. I get cash for it. Works out well. Fibercoin is done. Put a video out for that. It's doing quite well. I was happy with that. That went out well. I didn't once say the name of the company that sponsored it, but we'll see if they're mad about that.
Was that a YouTube video or
it's just a short on Instagram.
Okay, I was gonna say, I think I saw it, but
no, I'm doing a YouTube video as well, but it'll take more editing yet. So that's done. HAL file on my lathe. I usually change one. Dude, I changed one thing. I basically disable speed override for one operation for reaming because I run it at a really slow speed, and I use a
Okay.
mechanical speed changer inside the lathe to basically downspeed it, so that it throws everything off. But I don't care because I'm just reaming.
Yeah.
But so I just toggle the HAL file off. I say, and then when I'm done this operation, I have to like basically uncomment that line, and if I don't, it doesn't read its speed. So when I do threading during the next operation, it just guesses at how close. So I keep doing, and it's close enough. I'm like, why are these threads super loose? And yeah, anyways, I almost did a whole batch of
Oh
pen
shit.
caps before I realized it, and I was like, oh shit! So I just grabbed them all, threw them in the trash. I was like, okay, well, I know what I did, and yeah,
That's
and
fucking
then trusting AI with my food. So like I like try to go to the gym and I try to eat well, and then I put my entire like diet into chat and said, can you just make me like meal plans so that I don't have to like think about food? I can just be like, this is what I eat every day, and make it so I don't die. And so yeah, it's giving me a meal plan. I don't know. We'll see if it works.
it's
See if it
brave.
kills me or not. Yeah. No, it seems pretty decent. So I don't know. Well,
Okay.
time will tell. See how many episodes I make. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Kurt all of a
how
sudden
about you,
dies
dude?
because ChatGPT told him to eat a toaster.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, that's my
Yeah,
topic.
so I'm going to be making a bunch more molds. The mold I did in January, they asked for an RFQ today for another 5 of those, and they want them deeper, which is a bit annoying. Was machining HTP at boobs millimeter per second.
Like
I don't know if
that.
you guys saw that story. It was great. I tried to run it at boobies, millimeters per second per minute, but it didn't want that. It only wanted boobs. Keel clamps are released, and John bought a set last night and woke me up at 2 a.m. And then, I chatted to Luke from Fabtastic. He's just had power pulled into his workshop. So we should actually get an
Ooh,
update somewhat soon. But yeah, he's busy with that Swiss design, and I was helping over the weekend. Like I was on the
cool.
Taps and Page Discord, saw he was in the chat, so I just hopped into the chat and watched him work on the design. It looks like it's going to be
Nice.
a real beast of a machine.
Oh, cool. I'm excited to hear that. Yeah.
It's a problem. It's a real problem because he's kind of maybe planning on sharing the files.
Oh, that's going to be rough. That's going
I
to be
know, I know.
rough.
Also, aluminium's half the price here as it is over there, so we may be chatting.
Oh. Ooh.
So
Yeah,
fun times. But
might be
anyway,
making more than one set, Jamie.
yes. But yeah, anyway, we've got John, the other original host, before we replaced him with Curt. So,
Yeah.
John, how's
What's
things
up?
been going your side of the world?
Well, this month has really perked up a lot from January. Been a lot busier, turning out a lot more parts, and I'm just grateful for it, man. I've been trying to go more towards the product line based type of business model, which has been really fun and eventually where I really want to go full time. And some months it sucks, you know. So, but lately it's been really good, man. Thanks for asking.
Oh, that's good to hear because you and I chat on a weekly basis still, so
Mm-hmm.
I kind of know what's
Yes, we
going on
do.
the back end. Yeah, that's usually a couple hours of just talking shit on now a Wednesday morning.
It's
Um,
our machine shop therapy hour.
exactly.
'Cause
Hour. I'm
nobody
glad you
else
keep saying an hour.
understands what guys like us go through, so we kind of talk shit and you know
Yeah,
shoot the shit.
yeah. Shoot the shit for a few hours and
Yeah,
talk through issues in the workshop and whatnot. So yeah,
shop
how's
talk.
the? So you've got Engine Tricks and 2SM Performance as your
Correct.
two
Correct.
your two main product lines. How are those go? Well, do you want to give the audience just a quick catch up on what they are and what you
Okay, yeah,
supply?
absolutely. Growing up in Southern California as a kid, before I even had my driver's license, I was really into motorcycles and like wanting to get around. Like every kid wants to have mobility and freedom, right? And when you're not old enough to drive a car, what's the next best thing? Well, growing up in my day, we had these things called GoPeds, where it basically is like a two-stroke motorized scooter that you ride around on. You can go like 30 miles per hour on, and they were popular in my neighborhood, and I wanted one so bad. And I think Christmas of 1999, I finally got one, and that is basically like what taught me a lot of like my mechanical prowess and like how to put together and take apart an engine and like all the different types of things that go along with two-stroke design. And Engine Trix was a company that used to make a lot of aftermarket billet parts for them back in the late 90s to early 2000s. And I think my first aftermarket part I ever bought was like from an actual shop in a display case, and it was an Engine Trix gas cap when I was like, I want to say 11 or 12 years old, maybe 13. I can't remember exactly. But, you know, what I'm trying to say is I love machining, but the way I got into machining was from falling in love with motorsports and these like two-stroke different applications. Obviously, I fell in love with motocross as well and dirt bikes. That was another popular thing that we did growing up in Southern California. You know, racing and going out in the hills and jumping and exploring and riding trails. And also owning a dirt bike is what taught me a lot of mechanical things, like on the engineering side and mechanic side of things. And that got me really excited. And when you get into these types of sports, you start to learn that parts are like 80% of like what makes a bike good. And it like kind of forces you to learn what's good, what's not, how things work. And it just taught me a lot. So to make a long story short, 2SM Performance is short for Two Stroke Mafia, which was like a freestyle motocross crew that I had growing up in Southern California. It was like a freestyle team. We used to ride and compete, but eventually I got out of that. And when I wanted to make a professional company, I just abbreviated it to an acronym, which is 2SM, because, you know, Mafia is a little edgy, a little controversial. So I just went with 2SM Performance, and that was my dirt bike line. And honestly, I started out with 2SM Performance while I was working at a job shop full time. I would come home and make parts, and that was like my little brand. It was like a passion project that I've always wanted to do. And the way Engine Trix came about was I was actually making parts for Engine Trix. It turned out that I was on Instagram one day and I was getting back into GoPeds just for fun, just to build one and have fun on the weekends. And I messaged the owner of Engine Trix, and he actually turned out to be in Austin, Texas, right down the road from me. And I had just gotten my my little bench mill that I converted to CNC with NEMA stepper motors and a Pokey's 57 CNC breakout board. And I was like, yeah, I can make parts. Like, let me know. Like, I've always wanted to make parts for Engine Trix. And he came over one day and I bought some parts off him, and he saw my machine and he's like, you know what? I think I need some levers. Can you make levers? I'm like, I can try, man. And that was like one of my first parts that I ever made with Fusion 360. And yeah, man, it was just awesome. So anyways, to make a long story even shorter, Engine Trix, it came up for sale. I had ended up making tons of parts for this guy. He's like one of my best customers to this day. And he wanted to get out of the game, and he told me Engine Trix was for sale. And I already had all the programs, all the fixtures, and he gave me this like really, really good price that I couldn't pass up. At first, I wasn't going to buy it because I already had enough on my plate with 2SM. But I talked to Noelle, my girlfriend slash common law wife, and she said, "No, you can't pass that up. You need to buy Engine Trix. You're stupid if you don't." So that's how Engine Trix came about.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I
it was
will
like
say
a
though,
like company growing up I idolized, and now I own it through a really crazy series of events.
that's wild.
Yeah.
I will also say, so 2SM, yeah, it's a great company name, but I think all like dirt bike people have the best logos on earth. Like your 2SM logo looks so cool, and like that's like unanimous across like everybody that's into dirt bikes. I'm like, you guys just know how to do art. It's so cool.
Yeah, we're pretty cool. We like style. It's a very stylish industry for sure.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, those. So you do the GoPed decks, the billet GoPed decks. You got quite a cool fixture on there. I've been chatting for a long time on Instagram. I remember you hitting me up about the Turkout on your one sharp machine that
Mm-hmm.
shat the bed, and then you just put a
Yeah.
block of aluminium, milled it level, and
Yeah.
carried on with your day.
Yeah. That's
And
what
I mean,
my
that's
machine repairman told me to do, was just like put
yeah,
a sub plate on that thing and just shave it flat and just run it. I was like, all right, I'll
yeah,
fix it one day.
that's how you're doing your GoPed decks currently.
Mm-hmm.
It is on that machine. Yeah.
Hey, it works great still. So
Yeah, still works fine. Like some of the engraving you do on your anodized parts is just insane. Like absolutely
thank you.
nuts.
Yeah, I love
It
it.
looks
Yeah, I learned a lot about engraving, especially with anodized. When I first started, I was using stuff like center drills to engrave, and I quickly learned that going from center drills and chamfers to ball end mills was like a big jump in quality, huge.
yeah,
And when I first started, like I was getting flaking on the anodized, like when it would engrave, I'd get all this flakiness, like the
yeah,
lines would look like hairy, and I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Like it took me quite quite a while to perfect the engraving, and now it's just second nature to me. I've got all the
yeah,
speeds and tooling. It's not hard at all. I don't even think about it.
yeah. I mean, you do a hell of a lot of engraving.
Yeah.
Like even the machining on like the clutch covers and things, it's impressive. I have a few of those models that we've sent back and forth, and holy cow, to machine those things is not a trivial task.
No, it's a lot of
Yeah,
3D contouring and 3D
yeah.
machining, and it
Everything
took
is
me a while
surfaced.
to figure them out. Yeah, a lot of surfacing,
Yeah,
absolutely,
but
and
yeah,
they're
you got
thin
at this
wall
point you got
too,
to
which is another trick to
yeah,
it, getting them to
adds a whole
be
nother dimension.
anatomical and sit flush on the engine case. Yeah.
Yeah, they are really really cool. So yeah, we met up at IMTS last year. Well, yeah,
Yeah,
but year before last. Time she has flown.
I know,
Um,
man. It's coming
and at
up
that
quick.
point, I can't remember if you had bought the second Sharp yet.
I had
You bought
not.
it just,
When I had met
hadn't you?
you, it was probably 2 months before I got the second sharp.
Okay, you bought it just after. Because we have a
Yes.
question about Sharps
Mm-hmm.
from Norman, everyone's favorite Tormach employee. He wanted to know why did you choose Sharp machines, pluses and minuses on them?
Oh my gosh, this is another really crazy nostalgic story. You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So, going back to being a kid and being in the extreme sports world of motocross and skateboarding, etc., I went with my stepdad to this trade show called Invert 2000. This was literally like in the year 2000. And it was this big trade show for all the different action sports. And they had a live freestyle motocross demo, and they had all these different booths that we walked around. And literally, Sharp must have been there because I remember learning about CNC machines and machining through GoPeds because I was like desperate to know how these beautiful anodized parts were made. I had no idea, like for all I know, you could have thrown a piece of billet in an oven and pressed a button, and I'm like, how does it do that? Like
Wait,
I
what do you
didn't
mean? That's not
know
how it
how
works.
an end mill worked or anything. Yeah. I was one day I was complaining to the guy at the GoPed shop. I'm like, why are these so expensive? He's like, do you know the machines that it takes to make this? Like the electricity per hour. Anyways, I don't want to go off topic, but I was at this trade show and I had heard about CNC machines and I grabbed this brochure from Sharp. I guess Sharp was there and they had the machines on like the brochure back when people actually had like printed out. I mean, they had them at IMTS, but
Yeah,
it
but
was more prevalent
same.
back then, print media. And I had it on my wall as a kid in my bedroom, this machine, like a dream one day I hope to have a CNC machine, and the Sharp was on my wall. And I totally ended up forgetting about it. Like when I, turned 18 or 20 and I moved off to college in Utah, I had put all my stuff in boxes and forgotten about it. Anyways, when I was working at a job shop and I had my little bench mill converted. I didn't convert it myself. I'm not super nerds like you guys. I wish I was smart enough, equipped enough to like make the everything work. But I had them do the conversion. I bought the PM728 VT and I took it to them in Houston, Texas, and they put on all the steppers and made the motor mount adapter pieces, and they put it all together for me for like a really good price. It was heavy metal CNC, RIP to the owner. Guy was a really good dude. But I don't know if you guys seen that video on YouTube with Dr. Flo. He made a CNC conversion. He is the guy that was using the heavy metal CNC kit, and that's how I found out about them. And they were local to me in Texas, and I had called him, and he said if I bought the mill, he would convert it for me. And he ended up doing that. Anyways, farther down the road, I had my little converted mill in my garage, and the owner had died, and I called them to ask about a part, or I needed a coupling or something for my ball screw. And his partner, the guy that helped convert the machines with him, told me that ended up saying, hey, we have a machine for sale. We have 2 machines for sale. We have a Mazak quick turn lathe, and we have this sharp mill. And if you want to buy a machine, we'll give you a super good price, $14,000, and it's yours. And I was like, nice. I think he started at a higher number than that. I think that's what we came down to. But I had no idea that machine on my wall as a kid was that machine, a Sharp SV2412. And one day I was digging through my stuff and I found the brochure, and it had like all the specs for the machine on there, you know, the rapid speeds, the horsepower, all that. And I'm like, dude, it's a sign. I need to buy this machine. It was like the stars aligned. It was, I don't know. I just had a super good feeling about it. So I ended up buying the machine, and thousands of dollars later, after buying the phase converter, the rigging, moving it in, all that stuff, I had the Sharp. And honestly, at first, like, I didn't know what I was getting into. Like, I didn't know that, like, boxways and, linear guide rails are different and all that. But I just knew it was a 40 taper machine, and it was very capable. And honestly, I like that it has boxways. I think boxways are fucking cool. Pardon my French, but it's like, if I want to run Inconel on that thing, or titanium, no problem, It's been such a rigid, solid machine. And honestly, I kind of got on the hype train about the Sharps myself. And I don't know if you guys know Possum Solutions is. Jarrett Morgan. I had met him through a Facebook machining group called Small Business Machinist Group, or Small Business Machine Shop Owners Group. And that's actually how I found out about you guys. I found Curt through meeting him. I was talking to him, and we were talking about our bench mills, because he also had the same bench mill as me, the Precision Matthews. And I'm going off on a wild tangent right now.
That's fine. Tangents are cool.
I was so hyped on the Sharp. Me and him, we both got our Sharps around the same time. I think I got my Sharp, and then he got his because I had told him about it. So a little background info, Jarrett got his Sharp because of me. So that's the whole Sharp story.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, don't worry about tangents. Train wheels touch the rail at a tangent. It's fine.
Yeah, I was planning on going into like how I met you guys anyway, but everything is so interlinked. It's like, it's hard to not brush over the subject, Yeah.
No, 100%.
Well, and the weirdest thing is, so the conversion kit on my machine is also a heavy metal conversion kit. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I didn't realize it till you said it, but I'm like, yeah, it's got heavy metal engraved all over it. And I was like, I didn't know what it was. I was just like, oh, some guy's company or whatever. Like, I bought it from, I think, a third party vendor.
Really?
it's all made by heavy metal stuff. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they were a great company, man. The owner was a really good guy. He was a really good guy.
Wild.
I'm always astonished how tight knit this community is.
Yeah,
Like
it changed my life, man. Getting that little machine.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like how tightly knit it is. Danik and I were actually discussing today, because we were discussing buying machines and things, and I was like, I'm not sure how John got his first machine, because like I know Curt's story, I know my story. Like I was wondering how you got your first machine and how you took that step forward. But I mean, you got that machine at a killer deal.
Yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense to make the jump at that price. Because that's the thing. Like Danica says, like, how do you make the jump from a hobby machine to a full size machine? It's not an easy step if you are trying to run a business on a converted hobby machine.
Yeah, I didn't know how bad I had it until I got a real industrial machine, and I was like, "Oh, dude, the thing has been collecting dust ever since. Like, it's still sitting in the corner."
Literally, the Slowio, I used it to square a block of steel up yesterday because the LK was running, and I was kind of running out of daytime. I mean, I machined 100 parts on it today. The cycle time is 20 seconds. That's the only job it does. Like, it's relegated to stupid little jobs.
Op zero for life.
Well, today it was making me decent money, but it's like,
there you go.
It's relegated to stupid shit I don't want to put in the LK.
I'm going to set mine back up in the corner. I already bought a new hydraulic ram for my engine hoist to move it. I was going to set it up, but my hydraulic cylinder that moves my engine hoist up and down got a leak in it. Harbor Freight. Chinese, anyways. I ordered a new one.
Harbor Freight's your favorite company.
I give them a lot of money, man, because I'm a cheap ass, and I keep wondering why shit's breaking.
Well, speaking of Harbor Freight things, Rebecca from Milspec Manufacturing asked, how many Harbor Freight bandsaws have you gone through so far?
I think I'm on my 4th or 5th one now in 2 years.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's so many.
You know what? It's like, can't trust it. You get $300 for a pretty capable bandsaw when you get like a good one, because they're all Chinese and they come in different batches, and you can tell that some factories put more time and care into making them than the other ones that you get. You know, when they give you the box with the saw at Harbor Freight, it's like kind of like a roll of the dice if you're getting a good one or not. And when you get a good one for that price, it's actually pretty capable and it's very economical. And also the amount of space I have here in my shop, I'm in a 2-car garage in a residential area. If I get like a big full-size industrial bandsaw, I'm barely going to be able to walk around in my garage. You know what I mean? So it's like I have reasons for my madness, but I think I'm on the 4th or 5th one.
Yeah, I think we need to get you a proper motor for it next time it dies.
Yeah, I need to find like good motors for them, because the things that keep going out on them are the motor. The blade always falls.
I'll look at mine.
I'll
look at my one tomorrow and send you a picture.
Thermal detection, is that what you called it?
Mine, I blew the motor up, and then I bought a bigger replacement motor with a thermal overload on it. So it stalls, it draws too much current and trips, and then you just go boop the thing and it carries on running. But I also leave my belt slack, so if it stalls, it'll just spin and eat the belt to shit, but your motor survives.
So you leave your belt with a little bit of slack on the pulleys, so if it stalls, it'll just do a burnout on the pulley.
Yeah, my saw's from Ardendorf, which is effectively Harbor Freight here. When it arrived, the whole frame did this every time the belt went round, because the wheels were out of round, and they would be synced, and the whole frame would move by like 3. You could see it. So I pulled the wheels off, put them in the lathe, skimmed the ODs, and then since then it's been fine. It's cut probably close on 20,000 pieces of material.
Yeah. Yeah, yours looks a lot better than mine, though.
Mine, I had to replace the brass gear.
What's the name of the stores that you get them from in South Africa?
Ardendorf. It's basically it's basically Harbor Freight, but
I don't know. Your saw looks better than mine, though. I will say.
No, it's the same. It's literally the same
one. Okay.
Pretty much the same, out of the same factory, just different paint job.
Okay.
Yeah, like all that shit comes out the same factory.
Yeah, if I find a good hookup on those motors, like if I find a
Yeah,
good motor that will like bolt onto those, I'll just
yeah,
buy
they're
like
pretty standard.
2 or 3 motors and just keep the same saw.
You shouldn't need that many motors. One motor should be fine.
I just need to buy like
Awesome.
I really, what I want is the Tormach CNC bandsaw. That's what I
Yes,
really want.
they are
But
nice
it's
and
like 5
compact
or
and
6
nice and
grand, and
expensive.
it's like, we ain't got it like that yet. We will. We'll get there.
I want one of those too, but getting it here costs
Capital.
more than the saw. It literally
Up
costs more than the saw
capital.
to ship it here.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you're in a tricky situation there in South Africa with all the logistics.
yeah, but lots of shops are going out of business. So I can just go buy stuff for cheap.
Yeah.
That's always it's always a plan. As the guys struggling there.
Nice.
So that's the
But yeah,
bandsaw story.
so with your okay, well, I know the dilemmas of your anodizing situation because we discuss this on a weekly basis. We got a question from Windmill Motorsports.
Okay.
Is in-house anodizing to avoid blems or cost savings? And what about chemical exposure?
Well, I don't do
So,
in-house anodizing, so I can't tell you. I'm not an
why do
anodizer.
you want to do in-house anodizing though?
I actually, last time we spoke, I have made the commitment. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make the wood divider so I'm not getting acid mist in my machine shop, rusting all
Yes,
my machines. And I'm going to get the bathroom vent fan up into my ceiling to suck the acid fumes out, buy the power supply, and just go from there. Just
yeah,
start out with little buckets and just play with it, you know.
100%. Yeah, so
Because yeah,
yeah, because your lead times are the killer right now, and batch sizes.
yeah, the lead times have become very difficult because I was really spoiled before and I didn't know it. I had a guy, one city over up in Dallas, who was an amazing anodizer, did all the custom, splatter, fade stuff, designs. This guy could literally make my logo like it was printed and anodize on the aluminum. Like he was amazing with masking, and like I met him on the DIY anodize group on Facebook. His name's Joe, and he was just amazing. Like this guy was my ace. Man, and he ended up buying his first house and moving and having to break down all his tanks and all his setups. And he was already getting really overwhelmed with all the business he was getting because he did such good work. And when I would post my stuff, people would put 2 and 2 together and figure out that he was doing it, and then they would ask him, and it was too much for him, I guess, and he had to take a break from it after he moved. And he's set back up now, but he's doing like small stuff for fun. So anyways, like I had to find someone else, right, to do really good colors and stuff, and that's hard to do, to like find someone who's reliable, that's not going to scrap your parts and all that, and do good colors. I found a guy that Joe recommended to me. I actually went through a couple shops. The second place I used once, and then they moved their shop and were down for a while, so I had to move to another anodizer. And this next guy, he's all the way in Pennsylvania, so just to get the parts there is either insanely expensive or it takes forever. So my lead times have gone way up, and I'm trying to go back and find some more shops closer to me that do good colors, but it's like it always seems like they over etch the crap out of the aluminum, so you get all those lines, and the colors aren't great, and it's just really hard, man. It's tough.
Yeah, anodizers are the devil. So yeah,
They got me by the balls, I'll
uh,
tell you that.
yeah. So that's why I have it in house, so I can do shit on a whim and
Yeah, I like
control
how
well, and preferably
you're.
not scrap too many bodies.
Oh, that was awful, man. I felt so
Mm.
bad for you. I like finally had talked you into outsourcing. I'm like, no, Jamie, just outsource. Trust me, it's going to be way easier for you. And you like finally did it. And then the second time you did it, that happened, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's you. Yeah, you can't control other people's
insanity.
quality.
Because Africa, we'll just say that.
I don't even think it's just Africa. I think it's anodizers in general. I think they all come from Africa.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so like in my case, I sent samples out when I first started with the mag bases with clear instruction of rack internally. Got the parts back and their claw marks on the outside. I'm like, you had one job, literally one job. So then I pulled it in house. Back then I was using ink and all sorts of stupid shit. I didn't actually have proper dies. And then I bought proper dies when I did the bolt belt Kickstarter, and I brought it in house so that I could control for blems and for idiots loading my parts, as well as quick turnaround on large varieties of things. Like I keep mag bases machined, and as orders come in, I anodize to requirements. Same thing with anchor points. I keep the bodies machined, then get an order, I anodize, I can ship the next day.
Yeah.
And then with regards to the chemical exposure, don't drink the acid and don't dip your hand in the caustic soda and you'll be fine. Like the venting is super critical, that you have a vent that runs all the time and just pulls any fumes. Like I built a hood over my acid tank, and I was having some serious rust issues in the workshop, and that solved it overnight. Like as soon as that was just being vented all the time, the problem went away.
Yeah.
And if you are wearing gloves and they have a hole in them and your finger feels slippery, it's because there's caustic soda in your glove making soap out of your finger.
Oh, good to know.
Yes, it's lovely. Yes, I learned this one the hard way. But yeah, as far as chemicals go, it's not the worst things in the world. A little bit of sulfuric acid here and there never hurts anyone.
Yeah, I've seen you guys had the guest on last time, Naughties in Australia. I love his work too, man. I see his feed on Instagram, and he does amazing stuff with what he's got. And I like how he makes everything raw, puts it on the shelf, and then anodizes it himself as needed. That's definitely like you do with your mag bases. That's the business model that I'm probably going to end up going with. Where
it's definitely the way to go as a small operator, where you don't have the capital to have 10 of each color in stock all the time, because it's a hell of a lot of capital tied up, especially when you've got 10 different color options.
Selling, that's a problem, having that much inventory.
It can be a huge issue. So that's I thought that was a very interesting question about the anodizing. Before we continue, we need to chat about our Patreons, because they make the wheels on the train go round and round. Our Patreons are all patronizing so that we can go to IMTS and not sleep on the street like hobos. Yes, words. They all get access to the after show, where we'll probably be deranged and, normal fun stuff. Bridgerton comes out in 3 more days, so next week there'll probably be a Bridgerton rant, because I will be forced to watch it over the weekend.
Danica making you watch that?
Danica makes me watch it, and the cart scene's still
women, they love the British accents, man. They love it.
They do. They're very weird. I was going to try and transition that into... Actually, yes, speaking of British accents... No, wait. Shit. I'm sure we had a... Okay, anyway, don't worry about that. I thought we had a British Patreon. I'm wondering if the list is up to date. Anyway, back on topic. Patrons get access to the after show and to Q&As when we do put them up there, which is not very often. All the top tier patrons get a shout out every episode, including Jade from Benchmark 20, Luke from Fabtastic, who I had a long chat with on the weekend, AJ from Subtract Manufacturing and 33 other companies, Jason S., EJ from Nocturnal Welding, the Aussie Machinist, Christian Olsen, Charles Watt, Carl from Cursed Machine, Matt from Off-World Gear, who makes an awesome little knife, and Alex B. Thank you to all the patrons. You make the wheels on the train go round and round. I really like having that on the
soundboard. It's a cute noise, Jamie. It's a cute noise.
It is. It's a train noise, because we are train enthusiasts, apparently.
Choo-choo!
Choo-choo! It's the choo-choo shoe. That's... I saw a reference to Charlie the Unicorn the other day. It was great. That's some proper old school.
I'm going to pretend like I know what
that is. It's proper old school internet.
Just smile and nod.
Yeah, smile and nod. Pretend like you know what's going on. So, John, when we started chatting, you were doing a bit of job shop work.
Yeah.
You are now phasing that out as much as possible.
Oh yeah,
Well, you're niching down in the motorsports type section
for sure.
because the last job shop work you did, well, you're busy with now, is motocross related.
Yeah, yeah. Honestly, I don't mind the job shop stuff as long as it's like in my wheelhouse with like the industries that I serve and work in. And
Yeah,
most of my customers are my friends anyways, so it just works out.
yeah. No, because I mean, I know you were doing some tool steel stuff. I'm in a similar situation now where guys want steel work done. I'm like, sorry, just go somewhere else. We've niched down in what we do. We really kits it out for
Terrible.
aluminium, not for steel. Like I'll do steel for my own products and for odds and ends, but I don't want to be production milling steel on a BT30 machine.
Oh yeah, especially on a BT30.
Yeah, it can do it. Just yeah. Sorry, what the hell is this? Sorry, getting interesting messages on Instagram.
Yeah, those
Nice.
drill tap machines are actually really awesome. I think the next machine that I'm gonna go with is probably like a Speedio style machine for what I do.
Nice.
Honestly, it
I
just
would
makes
suggest
sense.
go BBT if you can because you're used to the 40 taper rigidity.
What's that?
Dual contact, so it touches on the taper and the face. So it's
Okay, is
much
that
more
like kind of
rigid.
big plus concept?
Yeah, big plus. Yeah,
Yeah.
BBT is big plus.
Hmm.
Even in the machine I'm looking at is a BBT 20,000 RPM spindle.
Yeah, I was looking at the when we were at IMTS, that Smart
Yeah.
Machine Tools mini mill had
Yes.
a big plus spindle on it, and that's where I learned
That,
about big plus, and I thought
yeah.
that was a really cool technology that they're doing now
I
on the
want,
spindles.
I'm wondering if the Nomura machines will be at IMTS this time.
Were they last time?
I don't think so.
I know Chris Zappertini was talking about those, and he said they're
Yeah.
really awesome machines. And I
Yeah, I
looked at
didn't
them.
see any there. The
Yeah,
only drill taps I saw there, well, obviously the Robo Drills, the Brothers. Um, there was one at the DMG didn't have a booth. It was there as you come in. I can't remember what booth it was. But they had a drill tap that they were raging about it being super rigid and whatnot. I'm like, dude, it's a 30 taper machine.
yeah.
Rigidity.
That's the only thing with the drill taps that I really can't get over. I don't know why I have this stuck in my head. Is that 30 taper is just it's just gay to me. It's like
It'll be fine, I promise.
it's not I think it's not rigid. Like I was talking with Possum about this, and I
Yeah.
was looking at the DM machines because it's like the best of both worlds with Haas. Like you're getting the drill tap style turret and machine, but you're getting
Yeah.
a 40 taper spindle. And he disagreed with me. He was like, dude, if you're gonna get a drill tap machine, like the whole point is fast,
There's
rapid.
speed.
30 taper is fine. He's like, dude, trust me, 30 taper is fine with aluminum. So
It was
I guess.
a Sagami machine that I saw at INTS. So I just pulled the map up so I could try to figure
Oh,
out
okay.
what I saw.
Well,
Yeah.
you got to put on the
Um,
song, Jamie. Googling on the
well, I was
podcast.
being stealthy.
Yeah, well, I caught you.
Eh, next time I'm stealthy, I'll play it. No, like for aluminium, 30 taper is fine. Obviously, don't stick out like 20 inches and you'll be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I regularly run a wait, hang on, imperializer because my brain is cooked. I regularly run a 1.75 inch cut with a half-inch end mill.
Okay.
That's the side of the anchor points. That's how that's machined.
Yeah. 1 3/4 deep.
1 3/4 deep with a half-inch end
Yeah.
mill.
Is that full
Uh,
full length of flute?
yeah, that's full
Yeah.
length of fruit. One go, and
Nice.
you've got to manage your feeds and speeds, but yeah, you can get away with some serious material removal. I run
Are you
into
stepping down at all when roughing, or do you just rough the whole perimeter all in one go at full depth?
I rough the top a little bit and it gets pre-done, and then I drop to full depth and I just take the last
Yeah.
like 40 millimeters off in one go. Um,
I usually try and do
my
full depth.
my roughing end mill that I use, I cannot push to its full potential because I run out of RPM. It wants
Yeah.
18,000 RPM
Oh,
to
that's
be at its happy
ridiculous.
place. Yeah, and so it's running now at 12,000 RPM. I've had to obviously it's feed per tooth the calculation, so it's slower than it could be going, and
Hmm.
that'll put me with a 30% step over. I get 99% spindle load at 30 millimeters depth of cut.
Yeah.
And that will literally move a full ton of material before it's even showing any signs of wear.
Okay.
Especially
Very
now
cool. What
when
kind of
hydraulic.
MO is it?
Hoffman Vega or something.
Can I
I'll tell you
time
now.
out for a second? I gotta plug this
Yeah, no
laptop in.
stress.
I'm at 5.
Okay, we're back. John's plugged in now. He's feeling electrified. So I use a Hoffman Ranti. I refuse to read that name properly. I'm actually going to just put it in the show notes quickly so that we can put it there if anyone is
Like
actually
Veratney.
curious. Yeah, whatever.
Veratney.
Some German fucking cutter. I heard
Russian.
about them they were High-Tech Machine Tools were the only guys at Machine Tool Africa willing to sell me a tool because I was having chip management issues the week before Machine Tool Africa, where I was roughing 30 millimeter deep case gauges, and I was battling to manage shavings. I'm like, I want a corn cob mill. Kennametal straight up said your machine doesn't have enough horsepower, so I will not buy Kennametal. And I went to High-Tech. I'm like, tell me what tools you got. Had a chat to Chris there, and he was willing to sell me the one on the demo. Like, I had to go find the box in the back, like little storeroom thing, and he sold me that cutter. I came back the next morning. I'm like, dude, that thing's magic. It's called the slot maker or something. I call it the dust maker because it just evaporates the aluminium.
Oh, I hate that for the coolant tank.
I know it's horrible for the coolant tank, but yeah. For the material removal, you can't beat it. I took a 4-inch diameter piece of aluminium, took an inch off the top in 40 seconds.
Oh yeah, corn cob style,
It's
knuckle rougher.
knuckle rougher.
Yeah, that's what I run.
It's insane.
Yes.
It ruins your coolant tank. That's the only problem.
Hell yeah, it does.
Yeah, that's actually something on the agenda for the coming week.
Yeah.
Is to 3D scan the back of my machine.
Oh, what do you got up your sleeve, Jamie?
I'm going to build a custom chip management system for it because the trays I have in there are not.
I don't know how you find time to do all this shit, Jamie. What are you? Are you a job shop? Are you a retrofit? What? Dude,
I do all the things.
All these crazy projects, and while you're running jobs at the same time, I don't even know how you do it.
So
your time
the issue I have
amazing.
Because the issue I have now is chip management with the HDPE I'm running. I fill the entire back of the machine. Yeah.
Ooh.
And that's machining at
those electrical cases?
Yep. Machining at boobs per minute. And I fill the entire back of my machine in 3 parts.
Oh,
I machine
horrible.
3 parts. So I need something.
Air or are you running coolant?
Coolant.
Oh, bro, you need to be using
otherwise
air.
No, screw that coolant. Otherwise, it gets on the tapers of the tools. If it doesn't wash down.
Oh, the coolant washing it down keeps the
keeps it a bit better. But the issue I'm running into there is now every 3 parts I have to clean out the back. Also, the small chips are getting through the fucking filter and getting into my skimmer. So I came out the front the other morning and there's coolant on the floor because the chips got through the skimmer and clogged the return pipe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so HDP is a little bit of a problem. And also with the knuckle roughers, the shavings are getting through the chip trays. So I want to have my mate fabricate me ones with really fine mesh and then have them that I can just pull the whole tray out, dump it, put the tray back in. It can sit underwater. I don't care. Under coolant.
Yeah.
I really don't care. It's just I don't want to get into my pumps. So I'm going to find some super thin mesh and make some new baskets for the machine.
Yeah, I tried that batting that you suggested before. And the problem I was getting was the chips were building up in the bed and then they were just like falling back into the tank by where the auger is. And I was still getting chips in the tank.
I had similar issues. So I've got the batting in my secondary filters and that fills up in like a matter of 2 days because the mesh is too coarse. So I think I'm going to try to source some really fine, either punched mesh or woven mesh, and then make effectively a new chip tray. But I'm going to make it as 2 baskets so I can just yeet the basket, dump it, and put a new one in.
Very cool.
Like I would like to make an actual conveyor, but that's very complicated. And John Grimsmo won't share his files.
Grimsmo.
He made one for his Speedio 500. And he mentioned that he would share them or share more about it, and he just never did.
Curt's so quiet over there. I want to hear what Curt's got going on. I know you love to talk, Jamie. I want to hear what Curt has to say.
I
Jamie will
have not
talk
much
his
going
ass
on.
off. Jamie will keep
I
talking
just,
if you let him.
oh, really? I had no idea. I
No.
am just amazed at your guys' like issues with chips because, like I said, I can hold all the chips that I make in a day in my mouth. So it's like none of these are my
I know
issues. It's
you're the
interesting
pen
to hear.
guy. Like, I know all you do mainly is pens, so I'm like interested to see what you've got going on. Like, I know your anodizing is completely different. We were talking about anodizing, but you
Totally.
anodize with like electricity essentially.
Yeah, titanium anodizing is like the cheat code because you don't have to have any equipment. You can do it literally with Coca-Cola and 9-volt batteries. So it's like it doesn't. Yeah, there's no fancy chemicals. There's no. Yeah, it's super nice for that. So just make all your products out of titanium. That's the key. Just ditch that aluminum business and go right to titanium.
I've never machined titanium, so
Yeah, but you machined magnesium,
yeah,
and
I did.
that's way scarier than titanium. So
Yeah, it was scary.
yeah,
Not as bad as
yeah, I know.
zirconium.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's whatever you haven't machined is more scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough. But yeah,
You said, not to deflect questions from myself, but so you said 2SM Performance. Like, what do you do that full time, or are you working? Are you job shopping on the side, or like what makes up your income? If you want to talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. I'll talk about the business side of things. Ideally, I'm trying to go full product line all the time between Engine Trix and 2SM Performance, which is hard to do because it's two different brands, two different applications. But occasionally I get friends that approach me in the industry and they say, "Hey, I have these parts. Like, I need a quote. Can you make them?" And a lot of the times I'll say no, but sometimes like if it's a part that I've always wanted to make, like these triple clamps that I'm about to make, I say yes. So I'm not like a job shop like I used to be, where I was like making parts for bending shops, like making dies, or for communications companies, doing stuff for photonics. I am still technically doing jobs, but I'm doing them like within my industries of motocross and two-stroke engines.
Okay, cool. So you make up your entire salary sitting in your garage.
Basically, yeah. Oh, I'm 100% full time on my own in my garage.
Oh,
Correct.
cool, cool. Sorry, phone
Just
is
like you.
freaking out at things we're talking. Yeah, exactly. We all ride the struggle bus together.
Yeah, some months are better than others. Like um, November and December were really good to me. They were like probably my best months ever for the product line and the websites. January last month was really tough. It just completely dropped off and died. So when some jobs come along and I need them, I gladly take them. Like, I won't turn anyone away. I'll at least look at what they're bringing along, and I'll, quote or no quote, but I'll look.
What's your mental plan for, like, let's say the next 5 years? Like, do you want to stay in the same arena you're working on? Do you want to expand into different things? Do you want to develop more of your own product line? Like, what do you want to do as John?
As John. Yeah, honestly,
Like, it
originally,
doesn't have to make financial sense. Because be like, what do you
I
want to
know.
pursue? Like,
Originally, I was like, man, I want to go full job shop. I want to I'll do aerospace, and I'll have this big shop, and I'm going to grow and all that, and or do medical, ITAR, ISO, all that stuff, QC lab, do the whole thing. But honestly, like working in job shops for most of my life, and dealing with all that stuff, um, maximum material condition, and dealing with GD&T and inspection, and running CMMs. And all, it's just so stressful, all the paperwork, quality manuals. It's just like, when I really sat down and thought about it, and this probably doesn't make the most financial sense to most people, because I know it doesn't for me, and sometimes it's very painful. But what I'm doing with 2SM Performance and Engine Trix, basically what I did was I sat down and I closed my eyes, and I'm like, if I had millions of dollars and money was no object, whatever, and I can make any parts I want for fun, what would I make? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm doing all the stuff that I would do for fun as a passion, and I just happen to sell it. And some months, nobody buys my stuff. Well, not nobody, but sometimes it's hard to pay the bills, and it's very, very painful because I conflate my self-worth with, my bank account and, how much people are buying from me. Who doesn't, right? So it is quite
Absolutely, yeah.
painful sometimes, but some months are great, and they're really great because I'm doing what I love, and I'm making parts for industries that are fun. Like, these are beautiful parts that when people buy them, they're excited. They're like, I've been wanting this part for months. I've been saving up. It's going on my dirt bike. I'm going to go to the track. I'm going to show it off. Like, it just brings people joy. And, when I leave the world, I hope that's like the mark and legacy that I leave, is I just want to make people happy, man. Like, I don't want to make job shop parts that are all, NDAs that nobody's ever going to see just so I can get rich. Like, I don't care about that. Like, I love machining and I love, motocross and two-stroke engines and engineering. Like, that's what I love. They're fun to me, and I just want to bring other people joy. And sometimes that makes financial sense. Sometimes it doesn't. But to answer your question, eventually I do want to grow outside of the garage, and I do want to get a real industrial space, and I do want to have more machines. I would love to have a Matsura one day, or a horizontal. Like, I would love that. That is definitely the goal. But right now, I'm just trying to perfect. I'm trying to crawl before I walk. Right? Like, I'm trying to perfect the art of like selling the products, like the placement on the website. Like, Noelle and I were planning out the inside of my house. It's always changing. Like, we're moving the shelves in the inventory. Like, okay, the material comes through the garage door. Okay, my computer is like right in the kitchen outside of the where you walk in from the garage. Now we're gonna have the inventory racks here, and then we're gonna have our tubs with the work orders, and we've got yellow cards labeled. We're constantly trying to improve, like using like the 5S and the lean methods. And I'm trying to just get better and better each day. And wherever that takes me, I hope, it grows for sure.
Well, I think you have the key point there of like anybody that I've talked to that actually likes what they do, they just naturally do it better than anybody else. Like, if you're passionate about what you do, you're just going to make better product because you're like, I think this is cool. I'm going to make it cool. I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
awesome.
That's
You're
required.
actually
Like, you
going to
just
care.
love it.
Exactly. You're going to care. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's I mean, that's good. That's good goals. I don't know. I think that's what seems perfectly reasonable. Like,
I like that you're slowly growing into it, not rushing out and buying a bunch of machines with giant machine loans and then hoping the work's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that I think a lot of people do that, and yeah, sure, you can make work appear, but is it what you're passionate about doing? Is the thing.
Yeah.
And
well,
also, people are driven differently. Like, I've got a customer. I mentioned him in the after show last week. He's very money driven, whereas I'm kind of like, I'll do it because it's cool or because I want to. Like, sure, I need my bills to be paid, but after that, I don't need to be doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff. Like, I'm happy to just plod along and be happy.
Yeah. That's what it's all about. 100%.
yeah, exactly. We're all going to die one day. Do what you like. And I mean, some people probably enjoy that, like the grow bigger, grow faster added stress. I think everyone has their own tolerance for stress and what they want to deal with. And some people have super low ones. Some people have medium. Some people have high. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, at first, I never wanted to leave the garage. Like, I'm cool with the garage shop. I'm not in a rush. Like, this is my home and my shop. Like, I'm living the dream, I had a customer drop in yesterday, and he picked up some stuff, and he looked in the shop, and he's like, "Man, you should be really proud of what you built here. Like, this is amazing." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude. Like, this is my dream. I love this. Like, I can wake up, sleep in, come out with my bathrobe on.
Sleep
I come
through
out
a
in my
podcast.
bathrobe. I turn on my phase converter while I'm sipping a coffee in my bathrobe, and turn on my machine. Like, I don't have anyone telling me what to do, breathing down my neck. It's rad. And,
Yeah.
I have to remind myself on the months when it's bad and I can't pay the bills. I'm like, dude, people would kill to be in my position. Like, I'm very lucky.
That is something you don't realize. You start taking your setup for granted. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, I'll just quickly knock this part out. Meanwhile, there's a whole bunch of equipment that most people will never have access to.
Yeah.
I think all three of us have got some pretty impressive shops for being in a garage. Like, most people's cars park in their garage, and most people's cars cost less than what's in our garages.
Yeah, we've got literal factories in our garages. Like, think about that. Like, industrial level factories.
Yeah. And I think, you kind of take it for granted when everything's going well. Like, I'm just going to walk out to the garage and let the robot run and make me a bunch of money.
Well, also, I think with social media being as prevalent as it is, you're constantly looking at other people's stuff and you're thinking about, like, how much better everyone else's stuff is than yours. You're like, man, I really want this bandsaw. Or, I really want this robot. Or I still have the same machine from 3 years ago. You, like, kind of, like, take it for granted and you forget, like, where you're at and how far you've come. Because you're constantly looking forward to where you want to go.
Yeah.
It's easy to forget how good you have it. At least for me.
No, that's the old saying of comparison is the thief of joy.
100%.
Yeah. Like, the only one you actually need to be measuring up against is yourself. Yourself from yesterday. Like, as long as you're better than that, dickhead, you're fine. Like, and that's something I think social media does not help with comparing to everyone else. Like, in reality, the only one whose opinion matters is your own.
Yeah.
Well, and nobody posts on social media when they're like, oh, yeah, I had a bad month. So, I had to roll back my budget on things I wanted to buy this month. No one posts that. Everyone's like, new machine day. And it's just like, you only see the positives in people. Like, you never see negatives. So it's just like, it's hard not to realize like everybody has the same struggles.
And you have months where you're like,
just don't see them.
Man, how am I going to pay rent? And then you're like looking online, new machine day. You're like, dude, what am I doing?
So that's something that, like, on my Instagram, you'll notice when I'm feeling a bit down, there'll be less posts. Like, this week, I've been waiting for payments and orders and things. And it's like, okay, I've quoted, let me just be patient. And you'll see I'll stop posting because my headspace is a bit negative. So then I don't post. But when everything's looking up and sunny, then there's posts, like 400 posts a freaking day.
Yeah, I think we all kind of do that,
Yeah.
Like
100%.
Yeah.
I think it's just human nature.
Yeah, Jamie knows I struggle. I have my struggles. We all do.
Yeah. Everyone's got their struggles. And everyone's struggle. Like, that's something I heard. The worst thing that's ever happened to you may not be the worst thing that's ever happened to me, but it's definitely still the worst thing that's ever happened to you. Like, context matters. Like, when you see a kid who drops their ice cream, and it's like, to them, it's the worst thing in the world ever. Whereas, as an adult with some actual context, it's just a fucking ice cream. But to that kid, that's the worst thing that's ever happened in their life.
Yeah.
Dude, me and Jen say that all the time. Like, with our little ones, when something weird goes wrong, I'm like, you realize that is like top 5, one of the worst things that has ever happened to them. Like, they fell down and skinned their knees. Like, that is the worst thing that has happened in their short lifespan thus far. So it's like, of course you're gonna freak out. Like, it's like, oh yeah, you forget about that.
But I think that's something a lot
in your head. I remember my first beer.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, and I think it's something a lot of people lose touch with, this context. Like, not everyone has the same frame of reference as you, and especially in this modern day and age, that seems to be a bit lost.
Yeah.
So, what is in your guys' Google boxes?
You want to go first, Master John, or who wants to lead the?
There's a Google box.
There's a Google box. What have you been Googling this week?
What have you been Googling? What have you been interested in this week?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, this week. You know what?
Well, you're lucky. You've got like 58 episodes. What have you been interested in the last 58 episodes? Kurt and
Yeah, it
I are
doesn't
the
have to
ones
be
that have
this
to worry
week.
about the last week.
Could be the last year. What have you been?
Yeah.
What have you been searching on? What have you been researching?
Okay, I'll go first. Yeah, this summer I oddly got into some super nerd stuff. I really got into like 18th century British exploring with like Captain Cook, how he like
Oh,
discovered
cool.
Hawaii. Well, he didn't like discover it, but he like discovered it for the British Empire. And like I
Mm-hmm,
listened
mm-hmm.
to this whole audiobook about his like journals and his like big one of his voyages before he died and how he died. And it was like super interesting. I just think that stuff is so cool.
There is when I went to Hawaii, and I might be mixing this up, so someone don't fact check me, but I think it was Cook went there and he planted like 100 evergreen trees in this like deciduous forest. And then
Really?
you can go take a tour of it, and there's like this perfect square of trees that just don't belong there because
Yeah.
they're not native, but they grow well there. And so it's like a perfect geometric square on this mountain face, and you're like, why are those there? And they're like,
I
oh,
love
he
it.
planted them there for some reason. I forgot, it was for ships or for something. And now it just exists there as this little square of trees. So
Hell yeah.
that stuff's cool.
Yeah,
That
he's a
stuff's so
legend,
cool.
dude. I want to get a picture of him on my wall, Captain James Cook. I admire the man. He was a great man.
Cool.
Nice.
So what else? What else have you been looking at, or you don't have to elaborate if you don't want to.
Oh.
It's a free world.
I've been looking at anodizing stuff, and yeah, I can't think of it off the cuff right now, but I look at a lot of stuff.
No stress. How about you, Master
Yeah.
Jamie? What's in your Google box?
The Lemon Tart from Metal 33. The Mini Monster guy. That little router that's an absolute savage beast machine.
Oh,
He's released
yeah,
a
okay,
kit for the Lemon Tart.
Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. We'll link it in the show
I would
notes.
recommend you don't.
Too late. That's where we're going. Lemon Tart CNC Mini Monster on the podcast. Oh, that is so cute.
Dude,
that is so cute.
There it is.
Oh,
$3,500 excluding motors or a controller or a spindle.
I have all of those. Oh, add to cart. Okay, let's go. No, okay, carry on.
I kind of want one because I
sorry.
actually have work to put on it.
I have zero need for it, but that is so cool.
Just think how many anchor points you can put on it.
I wouldn't because I don't need to, but minimonster.ca. Ooh, Canadian as well.
Yes, Canadian
what a gentleman.
as well.
I might have to
Ask
support
Jamie.
that.
I'm like, dude, why would you need a router? He's like, I don't know. I'll find something.
I literally have
That's
like
the
4 or 5 jobs I could just offload to it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the ticket.
And it does
That's the
36
ticket.
meters a minute.
That's
It's a
the
router,
ticket.
dude. Come on.
Yeah, what do I need
Yes.
that for?
For science reasons.
You're gonna make some
Yes,
furniture?
Okay.
That's, I think, it's a small router. It's like 13 inches by 11 inches travel.
Yeah, I have no need for that, but man, is that cool.
It's very cool.
Is it just the
anyways,
rapid
carry on.
speed is so cool?
The other thing that's in my what's the name
just
is looking up
little.
titanium to make
Ooh.
new racking for my anno setup. I've come up with a stupid idea of how to do it. So I'm going to buy some 4.5 millimeter pinning, thread the end M4, maybe make some nuts or just try buy some nuts, and then laser cut racking and then just bolt it on. Problem solved.
That's smart.
Because it is kind of cool to be able to have like 3 different racks of little parts cooking and then just dip them in different colors. Because I had to do 6 mag bases over the weekend and they needed to be 2 different colors. So that was kind of convenient. So I cut my racking in half to be able to do it like that.
Nice.
But
That's
yeah,
nice.
I'm definitely due for more racking. My racking is fucked.
Really? How do you
Like,
get
very.
your fixtures made? Do you order them from China or do you fabricate your own
Nope.
titanium?
Went to my friend's place, guillotined a sheet of titanium into strips, used a pair of tin snips and a TIG welder to weld up custom racking. Now I'm going to send stuff to laser. I've got a sheet of titanium, send it to laser cutting. I just need to design the actual racking. Then I can send it to laser cutting, and then I'm just going to have it all bolt together or tab together or something.
Very cool. Yeah, I've seen those
it's-
titanium racks for anodizing, and people get crazy with those.
Oh, they
I've
do.
seen some
But like in your case,
racks.
you could keep it pretty simple for your bigger
I would have
parts.
to for space sake.
Yeah, you'd have to keep it pretty simple. But yeah, when you get to that point, we will have a chat.
Oh, for sure.
I know a guy.
You're the man. You're my guy.
What is in your Google
Cool.
Box, Curt?
Oh, as usual, just an
Let me
absolute.
guess. Camera things.
Oh, how did you guess that? I'm hyper fixated on that right now. So yeah,
Definitely
a ton of camera
a train
crap.
enthusiast.
Switching over my cell phone because once again, sick of cell phone providers. Like a bunch of those things open. New cell phones. I'm not gonna buy a new one because I'm just not happy with what's out there. So just gonna rock my old one for a while. This is kind of cool. So I want to build a NAS, just for photos mainly, because I want to kind of. I have too many photos for Google Photos and whatnot. So I came across this software called Image. I
Okay.
guess image spelt kind of weird. So it's an open source, self-hosted video file manager, but it basically looks exactly like Google Photos, and you can host it locally, so you can
Okay.
build your own. That way, I want to put it like a server in my basement, so like all my data is like I'll probably like RAID. I'll probably like RAID to it, so I'll put a bunch of drives in there, so they're backwards or so they don't fail, and that way I have all this stuff, so it doesn't just go into the cloud. And anyways, messing with that, and yeah, the rest of it is just nothing of interest, all boring stuff. So yeah, that's what I've been searching out.
Actually, really cool.
Yeah, I need
it should
to
be
set up some
useful.
Some storage stuff here at some point, but that's a problem for another day. Yeah, I'm actually looking. Speaking of cell phones, I'm looking for a cell phone with an eSIM for when we go to the US, so that I can get Saley and have internet without it being a total utter ball ache, like it was last time.
I briefly I've been like kind of Android. I run Android phones everywhere, and I was looking at phone. I almost want to go iPhone just because they shoot log video and they have like all kinds of cool aspects. Because I use a phone for a camera. That's literally what I use a phone for. So I was like, maybe, but then I can't bring myself to jump into that ecosystem. I was Apple for a while, and then I kind of got out of it, and now I just don't really want to.
I did the same thing where I had an iPhone for a while until like iPhone 4, and then after iPhone 4, I went all Android for years. I had Samsung Galaxies, and then the last one I think I had was the S9, and then I went back to iPhone. I think 13 Pro, and the cameras are amazing. Like I know.
Yeah,
Apple's pretty gay, but like for what you get with the camera, it's like totally worth it in my opinion. Even though
they're kind of stomping everybody right now.
Better, but
I went to the iPhone for iPhone 5S, and then that died, and I went back to Android, and I've been an Android fanboy before and since.
I can see why.
But I don't know. The offerings are a bit lackluster. So I might just go the iPhone route. I don't know.
Yeah, like Curt said, the iPhone is good for the camera. Like that's really all. The only reason
my phone gets used for YouTube, Instagram, and phone calls and WhatsApp. Yeah. That's it. Like, it's nice to be in the Google ecosystem because like all my Google Docs and shit are on my phone, but that works on iPhone too. So I'm not too worried about that. It's not like it's what did I get? I got a fucking Huawei. After this Huawei that I use for filming, it got slightly damaged.
Oh wow!
Just slightly. I got another one, and Google was no longer supported, so I had to like try side load Google Sheets and things. I'm just like, no, I'm done with this. So I got another phone, and then since then I've been on Oppos, and they're okay. It's just this one's a bit of a potato.
Yeah,
like a lot of the potato. But yeah, phones are phones. So, John, where can people find you and your things?
Me and my things, you can go to 2smperformance.com. That is the number 2 SM. And then you can also go to enginetrix.com. Trix spelled with an X, Trix. Those are the GoPed parts. And then also on Instagram, you can find me at 2SM Performance, all one word. And then also my personal page is 2_stroke_mafia. And that's where you see a lot of like the background stuff. And I post there a lot more where you can see like me machining and my background processes and the stuff that I do and like the goofy stuff that I share. And then like when I come out with new products, you'll see on the official 2SM Performance page, you'll see that stuff released with links to the website. And we do have a YouTube channel as well, 2SM Performance. So I have some videos up there. I need to post another one soon, but that's where you can find me.
Nice. Cool.
And Curt, where can people find you and your things?
Confoundedmachine.com points to everything, and it even points to our merch store where you can buy shirts and whatnot if you want to support the podcast that way. How about you, Master Jamie?
Let me take a deep breath because there's a lot this week. So, you can find me at jspec_engineering on Instagram to follow the day-to-day shenanigans of the shop. jspeceng.com if you're looking for an anchor point or some keel clamps, which are now available on the store. More coming shortly. Also, interesting news about tariffs. I'll post an update yesterday when this comes out, because the new tariffs are coming into place and looks like that's going to reduce the tariffs to the US significantly. So there'll be updated pricing on the website. Yeah. Oh, no, I got an email from my shipping agent today.
Okay, we'll see how long this lasts.
30% to 15%. So, hey, I'm going to take advantage. But yeah, sure. You can find the anchor point, you can find the keel clamps, you can find the flak, and you can find the merch store, all at jspeceng.com.
Side note on that, nice. Amy, I ordered some clamps on your website last night. I have some serious advice to give you on your website. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
You need to make
some chat about that later. Yes, you woke me up at 2 a.m. when you placed your order. Here's my phone ring, ka-dunk, 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 with all the notifications, and I thought, shit, here it goes. It's the neighborhood group, someone's being burgled. But no, it was just an order.
I like to wake up to money.
Yes, it is. So, what are you up to today, John?
Today, I got to get some parts out to Anodize, run by UPS, and then I got some more parts to machine. So
nice.
Yeah, got a CR500 ignition cover, which is a new product of mine that's about to drop on the website. I'm going to machine out on the new Sharp, make some more decks on the old Sharp, and just keep it rolling, man.
Nice.
Making chips.
Sick.
And you, Curt, what are you up to today?
I'm going to load a crap ton of parts into the sile and let it do all its 4th axis work. So that's going to take like literal days. So I'm going to prep that. And then I'm probably going to piss around with cameras because obviously that's what my brain is on right now. So while the machine is doing something that makes me money, I'm going to play.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you? How about you, Jamie? What are you up to?
Yeah, I'm going to go snooze. And then tomorrow, I'm trying to think what I have to... Oh, yes, tomorrow I've got to go deliver parts. I've got to press a bunch of parts. Yeah, it's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know if I'm coming or fucking going at the moment with
nice.
All the stuff that's up in there. So it's going to be a busy one, all sorts of fun things, but I'll probably be posting on Instagram about it. So, well, I would have been posting already because this comes out in 2 days' time. The whole 2 days' time thing really is screwing with my brain at the moment.
The future.
Anyway, thank you, John, for joining us on the podcast. It was lovely catching up.
It was a pleasure, man. And, thank you for having me.
Not a problem. And then thank you to all of our listeners, including our Patreons, who make the wheels on the train go round and round and get access to the after show, which we're going to shoot in the next few minutes. But yeah, thank you everybody for listening. If you were watching on YouTube and enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and liking and all those things. If you were listening on Spotify, I know we've been a bit slack on the video on Spotify, but that's because no one watches the video on Spotify. And AJ, thank you for watching on Zencaster. Cheers all.
Thanks, John. Take care all.
Taps and